The game in a 4-3-3 formation. In goal is Rui Patricio. In defense, right back is Nelson Semedo. Playing at centre half is Ruben Diaz, and also Pepe. From left back, it's Rafael Guerrero. For the three midfielders, Renato Sanchez, Danilo Pereira, and João Moutinho. Up front, Bernardo Silva from the right. From the left is Diogo Jota, and playing as the number 9 is Cristiano Ronaldo. Then for France, they come into the game in a 4-2-3-1 formation. In goal is Hugo Lloris. At right back, the French team has Jules Koundé. At left back is Hernandez Lucas. Playing at centre half, Rafael Varane and Presnel Kimpembe. For the two holding midfielders is N'Golo Kanté and Paul Pogba. The three attacking midfielders from the right flank, you have Tolisso. From the left flank is Kylian Mbappe. Antoine Griezmann plays just behind the striker. And no surprises, who starts in the number 9 position? It's Karim Benzema. A lot expected from this French team with a wonderful generation they have at this moment. 2016, they played against Portugal in the final, hosted in France, and eventually lost out. 2018, they won the World Cup. And now it's 2020. It's their time once again, and can they do it in winning the Euros, Angie?
Well, I think they're not. They probably plan to win, but this is not the time for that conversation. The first thing first is actually go on to qualify from this group. It's a group of death, and it has lived up to expectation as everyone expected it to. So the first thing here is to live up to expectation and to get out of the group before you can now start thinking about what will happen if you get out of the group and play the next stage.
Karim Benzema already smiling, but how well have the defending champions Portugal recovered from their humiliation by France last Saturday? The answer will manifest today against the world champions France. Rivalry creates legends, legends create history. Tonight, a match that will captivate the world. All the talk and the hype is all over now. It's business time. 3 titles between them, 1984, 2000 and 2016 is the clash of stars. And here we go, Portugal putting on all white, a white top, a white shirt, and also a white socks. Karim Benzema will be the first man to touch the ball today. That's for the French national team, I beg your pardon, putting on all white. The white top, a white shirt, and also a white socks. And for Portugal, they put on a red top, a green shirt, and a red socks. France will be kicking off from left to right of our screens, and Portugal will be playing from right to left. Karim Benzema with the first pass, and it's on to Paul Pogba. They go back, and here is Kimpembe. Paul Pogba. It's already started down there. And what an encounter we certainly have just in front of us when you're looking at how 2016 played out. And maybe a revenge from the French national team, ensuring that they top the group and keep Portugal waiting to see if they can qualify as one of the best losers. There's Rafael Varane. Goes to the right flank, finding Koundé. Then to Tolisso, Varane, Paul Pogba. Looking for the run of Koundé. Still in play. Across into the 18-yard box. Certainly looking for Benzema. We have Nelson Semedo there to head clear. There is Danilo. Then to Rafael Guerrero. Pepe. Back to Rafael Guerrero. Danilo. Plays it to Diogo Jota. Then goes back to Ruben Diaz and Danilo. That's Pepe. Over to Nelson Semedo. This pass was cut out by Lucas Hernandez, who finds Kimpembe. Varane. Koundé. Varane. Kimpembe. That's N'Golo Kanté. Looking for the run of Tolisso, where it rolls into the hands of the goalkeeper for Portugal, Rui Patricio. Portugal begin already. It's 2 minutes gone in this encounter. It's end-to-end football already seen, but still early days. Yes, Pepe. Pepe finds Danilo, who's playing in midfield alongside João Moutinho and Renato Sanchez. Yes. Cristiano Ronaldo to Rafael Guerrero. Renato Sanchez. Rafael Guerrero finds Ruben Diaz. He's back playing for the Portuguese team after he missed out in the first game. Then in the second against Germany. Will certainly not be happy with the Germans getting that victory. A pass from Renato Sanchez. Finding Bernardo Silva. Silva goes back to Pepe. Pepe back to Silva. Yes, Pepe once again. Plays it to Renato Sanchez. Tackled off the ball. Mbappe stops it from going out, but Nelson Semedo claims for the Portuguese team. And here's Pepe for Nelson Semedo. Semedo to Bernardo Silva. Lets it go for Nelson Semedo. And still keeps it in play after a tackle coming in from Kimpembe. Here they are now with Renato Sanchez. His strike is not the best of strikes. It just rolls into the hands of Hugo Lloris. First chance coming in from the Portuguese in the 4th minute. And Lloris is able to claim so easily. It looks to be Portugal's game just after 4 minutes, NG. I think France will gradually go into it.
I think both sides are actually trying to feel themselves out, and France were the ones who started the pass, and then of course they've lost possession. But by and large, both sides have actually given up possession to each of the other teams, and Portugal are going to be looking for France are going to be looking for that run of that man Kylian Mbappe a lot, because a lot of their game is dependent on the pace of Kylian Mbappe. And then of course you think that Portugal will also be looking for Cristiano Ronaldo, but more than that, we're hoping that Renato Sanchez will be able to create something for Ronaldo. It's the reason Bruno Fernandes was dropped. It looked like Fernandes was not creating that magic for the strikers to create and score.
France on attack with Koundé, goes back to Tolisso. Yes, Paul Pogba being tackled by Danilo and gets the ball so clinically. Talking of Danilo, yes, Cristiano Ronaldo brought down by Paul Pogba, wins a free kick. It's Ronaldo who will be looking to do what his Portuguese team alongside the coach Fernando Santos did in 2016. They did qualify as best losers, but they'll be looking at qualifying much better this year in EURO2020. There's Renato Sanchez for Cristiano Ronaldo. Sanchez goes back to Ruben Diaz, but Danilo finds Ruben Diaz once again. Cristiano Ronaldo coming down to get the touch of the ball. Danilo's pass to Ruben Diaz, then to Pepe. Pepe with a long pass, looking for the run of Ronaldo. He stopped there in the air by Koundé. Then finds Tolisso. Ball is cleared, not still out of play, because here's Diogo Jota. Jota for Renato Sanchez. His cross is into the 18-yard box, finding Ronaldo, a header! And it just goes into the hands of Hugo Lloris. A good touch, and Ronaldo was able to direct it well. He didn't have much power in it. Maybe he could have been able to fool the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper was standing very well there. But you have to admit, first touch, and first one goes to Cristiano Ronaldo and goes to the Portuguese team. But Kylian Mbappe once again showing the neat feet he has, and that is all of what France are going to be doing today. The trickery of Mbappe, and much more than that, the pace of Kylian Mbappe to put the defense of Portugal in 6s and 7s. Talking of Semedo, you have a whole lot of work to do today as he's up against Kylian Mbappe, who has just won a corner kick for France, and Mbappe will take after ball came off Pepe. Mbappe's cross is cleared by Ronaldo.
He didn't even clear. That's a poor one. He didn't even clear the first. He didn't even clear the first line, and Deschamps are obviously not happy with that. He would have expected something better. And I'll tell you, I'm wondering why Kylian Mbappe should be the one being the corner kick routine. You'd expect that he could actually create more from being inside to receive the corner kick.
Yes, Paul Pogba goes back to Rafael Varane, who finds Hugo Lloris. Here's Varane once again. Rafael Varane for Koundé. Koundé pass is poor, gotten by Rafael Guerrero. There's Diogo Jota for Rafael Guerrero. Renato Sanchez. Sanchez is looking for the run of João Moutinho. Ball goes off. N'Golo Kante and Portugal win a throw-in.
N'Golo Kante with the tackle, and then it just bubbled off him after he won that tackle, and so it's back to possession for the French team.
Pepe finding Ruben Diaz. Diaz to Renato Sanchez. Sanchez goes back to Ruben Diaz. There's Juan Martino. Danilo. Back to Juan Martino. To Renato Sanchez. Rafael Guerrero has a run from Diogo Jota. Doesn't get him. Oh, it's gotten by Tolisso, and Diogo Jota fouls Tolisso.
I think that's quite a bit soft, and that's why the Portuguese players can't believe that the referee blew it. It looked like Diogo Jota was just bodies coming together, and Jota got the run of it. I think maybe that was just a bit soft, but yeah, France have possession.
It's Paul Pogba being closed down by Cristiano Ronaldo, and Renato Sanchez loses out on the ball. Paul Pogba. Diogo Jota could lead an attack now for Portugal. Has Cristiano Ronaldo in front of him. He goes down. Poor, well tackled by Antoine Griezmann as he's come back to help his team in defending. As Kylian Mbappe has the pace, has the speed. Mbappe.
Talking about Griezmann, I think we have to talk about kind of hard work he's putting in this 2 matches and now the 3rd match. For an attacking-minded player, he's putting such a defensive shift, such hard work, joins the defense, and every time they have the ball, he's putting such a big shift, and you can see how well he won that ball. For an attacking-minded player, that's something that's not very often done. Normally, when they go for tackles like this, they get to commit a foul and even get a red card. He had to have a lot of guts to do that and not even concede a free kick from that. Or some might even have come with a red card.
Mbappe thought he got a throw-in for France, and yes, he's gotten a throw-in for France because we have Lucas Hernandez with the ball. Ball came off Nelson Semedo. The last touch, so claims the referee. Matthew Lojas of Spain. There's Lucas Hernandez with the throw-in. Hernandez for Benzema. Onto Paul Pogba. Rafael Varane has Koundé making a run to his right. And here's Koundé, he goes back to Varane. Then to Tolisso, who's dropped deep. And then finds Kimpembe, N'Golo Kanté. Benzema, back to Kanté and then to Benzema. Here's Tolisso. Paul Pogba. Wonderful pass from Pogba, looking for the run of Mbappe. Rui Patricio off his lines and is able to hold on to that.
Just a bit too heavy, just a tad too heavy. The touch from Pogba, the idea was a very good one, but a tad too heavy, and so the goalkeeper was able to collect. I think we also have to think that there are a lot of unsung heroes in this French national team. A lot have been made about the likes of Kanté and Paul Pogba, but the likes of personal Kimpembe, and more than that, Lucas Hernandez, and the way they've played in competitions has actually helped the French team to be able to go and meet their potential.
Rui Patricio has to clear that as the French team closed down quickly in the Portuguese 18-yard box. Yes, Danilo finding Sanchez. Just an update from the other game, in the game between Germany and Hungary. It's Hungary taking the lead as they have hit the back of the net. Really surprising.
I think that's from Slazai who scored that goal, and he has the Germans shaking their head. A very fast counter attack, and then I don't know how the German defense were caught asleep, but very fast counter attack, two fast touches, and that ball just Slazai was in between 2 defenders, but still able to get his head to it, and it's Hungary 1-0. You have to ask who writes the script. Maybe, just maybe, some people have the wickedness, because you have to think a lot of people have thought Hungary are there for the beating. I remember insisting that for the fact that Hungary were able to hold Portugal for that long, Hungary were also able to take one from France, a point from France, means that Germany can't just appear and think that they'll take all 3 points.
So there it stands. It's Hungary 1, Germany 0. A very, very tough and dicey group. They seem to be the whooping boys, but they're pulling up the surprises. Back here in this encounter at the Puskás Arena in Budapest. It's still 0-0, 13 minutes gone, and Portugal are on the attack. You can get your messages on WhatsApp. It's 0809-030-6416. Across into the 18 from Renato Sanchez. Was looking for Ronaldo, but Hugo Lloris jumps higher than Ronaldo and holds on to that. Pulls one in. And here's Mbappe surrounded by Nelson Semedo and Pepe. Loses out to Pepe.
One of the strange things you see, Higuaín actually out-jumping Cristiano Ronaldo, but I think also he has the advantage of having to be able to raise his hand so he can actually get that ball, because if it had to be the two of them going for direct headers, maybe it will have come in. But Pepe and Rafa Guerrero are certainly putting a lot of marking on that man, Kylian Mbappe. They will not let him get to those balls easily.
So Liso fouls Sanchez, free kick to Portugal, and it's still 0-0 down here at Budapest. It's been an end-to-end encounter. Portugal have had the best chances so far. A weak shot from Renato Sanchez didn't trouble Hugo Lloris. We'll also talk about the header from Cristiano Ronaldo, not really troubling Lloris. And here he is, Lloris, on for Kimpembe. Kimpembe to his centre-back partner, and Rafael Varane. Varane for Paul Pogba. Pogba to Kimpembe. Finding Antoine Griezmann. And Lucas Hernandez. Kimpembe. It's Rafael Varane now. Well experienced, Kimpembe and Rafael Varane. Both with Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid respectively. That's Paul Pogba. Tolisso goes back to Rafael Varane, who finds Kimpembe. N'Golo Kante. Kante to Paul Pogba. There is Tolisso to Antoine Griezmann, then to Paul Pogba. As Danilo to get past. A brilliant pass from Griezmann, just too much, looking for the run of Lucas Hernandez. He rolls out for a goal kick.
And Lucas Hernandez does know how to fling one in, whether it's a pass or shot. We will recall he had one of the beautiful goals of the World Cup. He does know how to fling one in. I think France are a bit guilty of just having their touches a tad too heavy. It's not been very smooth. They've got some possession. They've had some good brilliant of the ball movement, but those passes that have come in have not taken advantage of the chances.
It's 15 minutes gone, and this is how it stands in Group F. With the games on at this moment, France are top with 5 points. Portugal have 4 points in second position. Hungary are third with 4 points as well, but have a lesser goal difference of -2. And then Germany are bottom with 3 points. Yes, Portugal on the attack with Bernardo Silva, waiting for Cristiano Ronaldo to get into the 18-yard box. João Moutinho finds Silva across, and it's just over the head of Diogo Jota and Cristiano Ronaldo. But Portugal still claim that with Rafael Guerrero. He has to go back to Ruben Diaz. Diaz back to his goalkeeper, Rui Patricio. It's closed down by Antoine Griezmann, and it's cleared out by Rui Patricio. But just back to the French team with Rafael Varane getting hold of that.
That ball meant for Cristiano Ronaldo. He actually just evaded Ronaldo. He was trying to see if he could get a touch to see if he can control it, but it was a bit too high. And once again, it's France with a chance.
Yes, Mbappe a strike, and it's saved by Rui Patricio. Not offside there, Kylian Mbappe. Portugal can now clear, and they have to hold their own. Paul Pogba, an advantage is played after Antoine Griezmann is fouled by Cristiano Ronaldo.
That was too excitable by Kylian Mbappe. He got the corner right, but he didn't have any force into it. He got that ball. He had some defenders on him, but he took that corner. I think if he had just taken a step or two forward, he would have actually had a much better chance to put that ball into the back of the net. That's the pace of Kylian Mbappe. That's the brilliance of the young man, and that's why you understand that they always are looking for him with the passes.
Mbappe trying to get the ball back from Kante, and he loses out to that. Offside. The referee says, and our screen sees the replay of Kylian Mbappe. What a wonderful run.
A beautiful run by that man, Kylian Mbappe. As I said, he should have just taken one extra touch, just one extra, and he showed his legs too much to Rui Patricio. Before he pulled the trigger, he showed it too much, and Rui Patricio was able to guess what he was going to do. If he had been a bit more sneaky, go for the near post as we've seen players do in recent times, or just take one step extra, maybe that would have been in the back of the net.
The first real chance for France, rather, coming in from Kylian Mbappe. As Ruben Diaz. Diaz goes infield, finding Diogo Jota goes down, but play goes on. Danilo. The whistle goes, and it's a free kick. A foul on Diogo Jota coming in from Koundé of Sevilla.
The Sevilla man could have actually have done without going for that tackle and just maybe put pressure be around him as we normally see in football. Just maybe his arms not on him, but maybe arms around him, and he would have lost that possession.
There's Bernardo Silva on for Nelson Semedo, closed down by Kylian Mbappe. Gets past Semedo, gets past Mbappe, I beg your pardon. Semedo goes back to Bernardo Silva, to Renato Sanchez. Sanchez goes back to Pepe. Pepe to the centre back partner, Ruben Diaz. Diaz for Pepe. Pepe for Renato Sanchez. Sanchez to Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo for Nelson Semedo. The cross is into the 18. It's cleared out by Kimpembe, and it's going to be a throwing for.
Very interesting, because you actually seen everyone when it comes to defending. All of these French players come out to defend. Misaki and Mbappe want to actually be the one who defended against Nelson Semedo. Very, very strange as it stands. We've seen Antoine Griezmann, we've seen Karim Benzema, all of them putting the shift when it comes to defending, not just waiting for the fullbacks or the midfielders to put the defense. The strikers and the attacking players are also struggling and working hard to make sure they get possession of the ball.
Wisdom from Iwofe on WhatsApp says that he thinks the game is going to end in a draw. There's Renato Sanchez for Nelson Semedo. To Pepe. Pepe to Ruben Diaz. Diaz to João Moutinho. Moutinho to Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo to Rafael Guerreiro. Over to João Moutinho. Danilo. Pepe. It's just Portugal all the way enjoying the ball possession. France have to sit deep in their own half and will be waiting to hit on the counter-attack, and Portugal have to be wary of that as well because of the speed of Kylian Mbappe. Ronaldo's strike is off target after the header came off from Rafael Varane.
I think Rafael Varane was a bit confused as what to do. He didn't know if he was going to nod it to his goalkeeper, and he didn't know if he was going to nod it out, and he fell to his ex-teammates talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. The good thing for Varane was that he was able to dodge his hands off the way. If not, that could have come off him, and that would have been maybe an own goal. So the good thing for him was that he dodged, but he was confused. He didn't know if he was going to head to the foot to his goalkeeper or head out, and I think it comes from the fact that maybe his goalkeeper talking about Higuaín should have called him and let him know there's no one on him. That confusion came because he felt maybe there's a player around him.
Yes, France trying to play things out from the back with Rafael Varane finds Koundé. Pass is being stopped there by Rafael Guerreiro, but France gets it back with Paul Pogba. Brilliant pass to Karim Benzema. Who finds N'Golo Kanté. Yes, Kanté onto the left back. Lucas Hernandez. Hernandez goes back to Griezmann, who finds Mbappe. Closed down by Nelson Semedo. Back to Griezmann. Kanté could lead an attack for France. There's Hernandez. Plays it to Karim Benzema. As Benzema once again loses out. Renato Sanchez could now break on the attack. He's stopped by Mbappe. And Mbappe is stopped by Danilo, but France gets it back with Pogba, who finds Kanté. Kanté to Antoine Griezmann. Lucas Hernandez. Back to N'Golo Kanté. Kanté still hanging on to that. Varane to Koundé, Paul Pogba, Rafael Varane, Kimpembe, Antoine Griezmann, fouled by Danilo. Ball goes on because referee plays an advantage. Karim Benzema. Benzema. Yes, Paul Pogba. On to Koundé. Back to Paul Pogba. Pogba. Koundé makes a run. It's stopped by Rafael Guerreiro. Karim Benzema gets it back from the Portuguese defender. And here is Koundé. Pogba and Benzema. I think could make a mistake there. And Diogo Jota is being fouled by Paul Pogba.
I think it was Koundé who got it wrong. He didn't look like he was playing on the same tangent or on the same lines as Paul Pogba and Karim Benzema. Because if you've been watching for a while, Karim Benzema, Antoine Griezmann, Paul Pogba, Kylian Mbappe seem to be playing almost on screen. They seem to know how to locate each other. So it was Koundé who did not play in the same place with them. He was trying to see if he could slip that ball for Kylian Mbappe. Karim Benzema right there where they were putting on pressure on the Portuguese national team.
Portugal resume, and here's Renato Sanchez on for João Moutinho. Pepe goes back to his goalkeeper, Rui Patricio. Patricio for Ruben Diaz of Manchester City. Ruben Diaz had a brilliant season, Premier League's best player, 2019-2020 season. 2020-2021 season, I beg your pardon. Here's Renato Sanchez finding Diogo Jota. Jota back to Sanchez, and then to Ruben Diaz. Jota, Sanchez, Danilo, back to Jota, looking for the run of João Moutinho. It's being stopped by Rafael Varane, who finds Kimpembe, back to Hugo Lloris, who eventually clears for France. Danilo beaten in the air by Griezmann, but Ruben Diaz claims it back for Portugal. And here's Renato Sanchez, closed down by Tolisso, has to go back to his goalkeeper, Rui Patricio. Patricio to Pepe. Pepe finds Danilo. Danilo for João Moutinho, Renato Sanchez. And then to Ruben Diaz. He's trying to build something from the back. Ruben Diaz pass seems to get to no other person but the French defense, and it's Rafael Varane claiming that for Kante, Paul Pogba. Rafael Varane. Yes, Tolisso.
Both sides have to be playing a very patient game as it stands. Both sides trying to see who's going to make a mistake. That's basically what is happening at each point in time. Rotation of possession, trying to trust and parry and see if we can get into the least and the danger area, the final third of the pitch. But with the defense of both sides also not actually napping, it's been quite difficult.
Both teams are really keeping it cool and don't want to concede. That's why I don't think much pressure has come out in this encounter. It's 25 minutes gone, and it's still 0-0 down here at the Puskás Arena in Budapest. In the other encounter between Germany and Hungary, it's still Hungary leading by a goal to nothing.
Another ball meant for Kylian Mbappe, but another ball also that was a bit too heavy, even as we're seeing signs from the coaches telling themselves that just too heavy. Mbappe has that pace, and that's the biggest and the strongest point that the French are going to be using, but still it hasn't worked.
There's Rafael Guerreiro. Guerreiro to Ruben Diaz, and to João Moutinho. Moutinho finds Ruben Diaz again and gets it back, João Moutinho. There's Diogo Jota to Ruben Diaz. Both men know themselves so well in the Premier League. There's Sanchez, Danilo, Nelson Semedo. For Bernardo Silva. Silva goes back to Pepe. Pepe playing it with his centre half partner Ruben Diaz. And to João Moutinho. Moutinho to Rafael Guerreiro. Ronaldo's pass, not the best, but Rafael Guerreiro still gets onto that and finds João Moutinho. Brilliant on from Moutinho. Goes in field finding Renato Sanchez. Sanchez not dispossessed of the ball. He's really been brilliant so far, Sanchez. He's brought down by Kante. And it's a free kick to Portugal. Still on the ground is Renato Sanchez.
He had two people on him. He had to first of all take Kylian Mbappe to try the first one. He didn't get it off, and then we saw N'Golo Kante have to put in that leg. He didn't get the ball, and so the ref had no other choice but to blow for a free kick. Maybe if his tackle had gotten a touch of the ball, and maybe France would have had the advantage. But it's advantage Portugal who have that free kick.
Free kick for Portugal. Two men behind the ball, João Moutinho and Bernardo Silva. Ronaldo has walked away. Ruben Diaz in the 18, Diogo Jota. There's also Cristiano Ronaldo, Pepe. Just outside the 18-yard box, you could talk of Renato Sanchez. It's João Moutinho with a free kick. It's in, and it seems to be Danilo. Yes, he's been fouled, and Danilo goes down.
There's a penalty and there's a yellow card for Hugo Lloris, and I'm actually wondering why, because I think Lloris is saying he has every right to go for that ball. When the free kick was swung in, his hands got to Danilo. I think it was somewhere in his hands and his face. His hands got to Danilo's face. But Hugo Lloris is saying, I am the goalkeeper. I have every right to go for the ball because it was an in-swung free kick and he had the right to actually go for that ball. Even as we wait to see pictures of it again, he's explaining to Kimpembe and the rest of the French team why he's giving that call. We'll wait for VAR because of course we know that VAR are going to actually go on and see if that call will be given finally. But that yellow card coming, I think, is to Hugo Lloris, and we'll wait to see that picture because I'm thinking he's in pain. Talking about Danilo, he's in a lot of pain. He's moving his legs to show that he is in a lot of pain, but we are still waiting for pictures of that. But if it was from Hugo Lloris going for a ball, I do not think that should have been a freak. I don't think that should have been a penalty because it looked like he was going for a direct, trying to handle the ball, and Danilo was coming. I don't think the goalkeeper is going to move his hands when he's coming for a ball, but we still wait for the pictures again.
Yeah, the pictures. The cross came in and was Lloris making his way out of the 18, and
he showed his elbow got him. But I do not think there was anything Hugo Lloris could have done with that hand. He was going to punch that ball out.
He punched Danilo.
He was going. The ball was near Danilo. He was punching. The punch was going for the ball, and that's the goalkeeper. What did he want the goalkeeper to do? That's the question, and that is why the French team are asking questions. Yes, he got his hand to Danilo, but the question will be, was he going for Danilo or was he going for the ball? And the view I saw and the view that we have is the fact that the goalkeeper, who has every right to go for the ball, went for the ball. He punched Danilo in the ears. His ears are probably ringing as he stands. But I want more pictures of that.
He didn't get the ball.
But he
was
going for the ball. He touched the ball. He actually touched the ball first before he got to Danilo's head. He actually touched the ball first before he went to Danilo's head, and I mean those who beg the question: what do you want the goalkeeper to do? He punched the ball, he touched the ball before he got to Danilo's head. And how else did you want him to do? Was it that after he punched that ball, he should have swung his hand back? Was there any way he could do that?
Yellow card to Lloris, penalty to Portugal. It's Cristiano Ronaldo versus Hugo Lloris. Ronaldo has already hit the back of the net from the penalty spot, and that was against Hungary. And now could do same for Portugal in this encounter and ensure that they are top of the group. Ronaldo sends Lloris the wrong way. Goal for Portugal. It's the first goal in the game, and it's a goal to nothing in favor of Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo, the goal scorer. It's what he missed out in 2016 when he was not able to play all 90 minutes in the final. And now he's giving Portugal that lead. It was always going to score. I mean, the odds of Ronaldo missing a penalty is not, I'm sure it's very, very, very low. Ronaldo was always going to take that penalty and score. It sent Hugo Lloris the wrong way. But the questions will stand. The questions will keep being asked. This was judged as dangerous play, and you have to ask him as a goalkeeper, how do you go for a ball? Did he have to go with his two hands to try and grab the ball? Because basically what he was that Hugo Lloris went to punch the ball, and as a goalkeeper you're allowed to come out to punch the ball. He touched the ball, he got that ball with his punch before it touched Danilo. So how would that work in future footballing things? Lloris still seems confused as Portugal now lead with 32 minutes in, but the goal was scored in the 31st minute. So Portugal are now top of Group F with 6 points. We have France dropping to second position with 4 points and a goal difference of 0. Hungary are in third with 4 points, a goal difference of -2. And bottom of the log are Germany, who have 3 points. Here they are, France, starting back and trying to rebuild things from the back. There's Kimpembe. On to Lucas Hernandez, finding Rafael Varane. Varane for Tolisso, Paul Pogba, Tolisso, Kimpembe, N'Golo Kante. Kante to Tolisso. Tolisso to Paul Pogba, goes back to Rafael Varane. That's Kimpembe. Kimpembe's passes to Griezmann, and they eventually lose out there.
France are going to have to actually right now come out to play, not just looking for the run of Kylian Mbappe. At this time, France will have to start to unlock the middle and even the defense of the the Portuguese team, and not because of playing the long overhead passes to Kylian Mbappe. They'll have to now start creating, and that means that the likes of currently Tolisso and Paul Pogba will have to start to play the ball better, and not just all of that passes that are moving around in and around their own half. I'm talking about the French team.
There they are once again, France. They did win a free kick with Lucas Hernandez being brought down by Bernardo Silva. Karim Benzema dispossessed of the ball by Renato Sanchez. Cristiano Ronaldo onto Sanchez. As Jean Martino in front of him finds Martino. And Martino goes back to Sanchez. Sanchez gets past Tolisso, still hanging on to that. Gets past Koundé as well. And here is Diogo Jota. His pass back to Sanchez. Stopped by Kante, but Sanchez gets it back. And Sanchez finds Jean Martino. Martino for Bernardo Silva. Silva up against Lucas Hernandez. Cristiano Ronaldo for company, but goes back now to Jean Martino, who could have a strike. Martino's strike is just off target as he goes wide.
Well, he does have a shot in him. Well, he used to, maybe it's not the Jean Martino we used to know, but he certainly does have some dangerous shots and thunder into it. So it's well within his right to take a shot.
So it's going to be goal kick for France as they start off quickly. Lloris to Kimpembe. Kimpembe to Paul Pogba. Pogba goes back to Kante. Kante finds Lucas Hernandez. Hernandez for Mbappe. Hernandez gets it back. He's being tackled off by Bernardo Silva. Silva gets past Kante. Kante recovers and Silva goes back to Nelson Semedo, who finds Pepe. Pepe onto Danilo. Wonderful turn his back in the field, talking of Danilo, after receiving a punch from Hugo Lloris and also winning a penalty. There's Ruben Diaz. Diaz for Pepe. Pepe for Danilo. Once again, another wonderful turn from Danilo. Sanchez. Ruben Diaz. Diaz for Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo to Danilo. Danilo to Sanchez. Sanchez gets past his marker in Paul Pogba and then finds Diogo Jota, who loses out. Jota gets back up. Jota is making that run into the 18-yard box. Ronaldo is jumping and screaming as he thinks Jota should have passed it, but it's Lloris who claims for France.
Kante actually thinks that Diogo Jota used his hand to handle the ball, but the ref Attila Hors does not seem to agree with him. For the likes of Paul Pogba right now, we're going to look for that his passes. He needs to create those different splitting passes right now. But France will have to first of all be quite intelligent in defending, and also we have to start being more creative. Even as Attila Hors, a lot of questions will be asked as this game ends. Maybe his a brilliant performance in the final of the Champions League. He looks to maybe not spoil it, but it doesn't look like it's that same kind of brilliant performance. But we'll wait to see how it's taken, that penalty that was awarded to Portugal. But for France, in of itself, they're going to have to be more patient, not more patient, they're already patient, but they're going to have to be more intentional when it comes to their passing and creating chances.
They just had one yellow card before this game, talking of France, and it's Benjamin Pavard who's on the bench. But so far it's two already dashed out, with Lucas Hernandez and Hugo Lloris, who got the first. Hernandez just brought down Bernardo Silva for France. Lose out in Portugal, rather. Lose out after the free kick has been taken. And here they are with Varane, France. Koundé finding Benzema. Benzema for Paul Pogba. Pogba goes back to Rafael Varane. Varane for Kimpembe. And finds Paul Pogba. Pogba finds Lucas Hernandez. Hernandez for Pogba, who switches flanks, coming to the right now with Rafael Varane. Crossing, looking for Antoine Griezmann, his strike is way over the bar.
I think Koundé has struggled in this game. He doesn't seem to be fluent with what's happening with the rest of the French team. I think Koundé has struggled, and I reckon that he's going to be one of the first changes the coach is going to make when it comes to the second half. We're probably just going to see if he can see it off. And the other players that can come in, even if he doesn't want to use the wing, he could try something with Wissam Ben Yedder if he needs goals, or he could even bring in Adrien Rabiot if he needs to create more for the players already on the pitch.
Portugal now breaking away with Cristiano Ronaldo, finds Bernardo Silva at the right flank. Semedo makes a run past Silva, and Semedo gets the pass from Silva. Semedo crosses into the 18-yard box. It's cleared out by Kimpembe, kept in play by Lucas Hernandez. Further cleared by Kimpembe, who finds Mbappe. Mbappe is brought down by Bernardo Silva, and it's a free kick. It's a free kick to France.
That was quite instinctive by Bernardo Silva, because he knows the pace of that man, Kylian Mbappe. He just him at the shirt. The same kind of free kick that Lucas Hernandez just did and pulled him. And you have to wonder also, why didn't he get a yellow card? Because that was almost exact thing that he did. That talking about Lucas Hernandez that got him a yellow card, and then Bernardo Silva did the very same thing also. Instinctively put him in the shirt and pulled his shirt and fouled him. But the referee this time allows you to go without giving a yellow card.
Rafael Varane begins play for France, finding Benzema up front. Benzema brings it down, stopped by his former teammate Pepe, who needed the help of Rafael Guerrero. Diego Jota goes back to Renato Sanchez. He's really been hard working today, Sanchez. Goes infield, finding Jean Martino. Martino to Bernardo Silva. Silva to Danilo. Danilo is brought down by Griezmann, but seems to be a free kick. Mathieu Lahoz trying to calm things down. Griezmann also looking aggressive from his response and gets a yellow card. It's a yellow card. It's a yellow card for France.
It's the Lahoz that we know.
They already seem to be frustrated, France.
Well, they will have to keep their cool. They will have to keep the cool. But I actually think also the ref could have actually done without giving that yellow card. He was maybe
not for the tackle. Was for
it was for his mountain of it was for his mountain of. If the ref didn't give him for a tackle, I think he's actually have let it go. But he's gotten his punishment for it. That's talking about. Good in getting stuck in. So one wrong touch, and that's the second yellow card, and that's trouble.
Danilo's pass for Ronaldo is too much. Goes out. It's going to be a throw-in for France, with Koundé taking it. There's Griezmann. Switching play, not the best of passes. Griezmann. Bernardo Silva now could lead an attack for Portugal. Silva. Jean Martino. A strike. Once again, he's off target as he doesn't worry Hugo Lloris.
That was quite greedy by Jean Martino. The first one, I think he had the right to go for it, but this time around, I think there were enough players for Jean Martino to actually make a better choice and pass that ball. There were enough people for him to go and so that was a waste of possession.
14 minutes gone. It's still a goal to nothing in favor of Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo, the goal scorer from the penalty spot, did that in the 31st minute. This message on WhatsApp claims that Portugal will lose by a goal to 2. There's France. Brilliant touch from Griezmann, finding Koundé. Koundé looking to find Benzema, maybe in the 18. No one in there. Goes back to Paul Pogba. Pogba to Koundé. Koundé's touch so poor, and it goes out for a throw-in for Portugal.
And the line what I was saying about Koundé almost doesn't seem as if he's on the same wavelength with the rest of his teammates. That's not to say that he's played poorly, but the rest of the French teammates seem to be playing on a different wavelength with Koundé.
Yes, Benzema was looking for Mbappe. Stopped. The pass was stopped. And Lucas Hernandez fouls Bernardo Silva, going to free kick.
The referee says it was a push on Bernardo Silva. I think what Lucas Hernandez was basically doing was trying to turn, but that turn was judged to be a foul on Bernardo Silva. It's been an interesting battle right there between Bernardo Silva and Lucas Hernandez, and it seems like Bernardo Silva has been winning some of it.
Free kick for Portugal, with Pepe taking it for Ruben Diaz. Diaz finds Rafael Guerrero, and then to Jean Martino. Bernardo Silva, I beg your pardon. Sure, I see Diego Jota. who leads an attack. Now Jota. Here's Bernardo Silva. Cristiano Ronaldo makes the run into the 18. He's closed down by Kimpembe and then pushed out of the 18-yard box. Ronaldo, Silva, Ronaldo with some step overs. Kimpembe goes down, fouls Ronaldo, and it's a free kick for Portugal.
I think that was Ronaldo making a meal out of it. Personally, Kimpembe actually, Ronaldo wanted to pass through his legs, and then Kimpembe just touches him. It is a foul, but I don't think there was any other bad intention. He tried to see if he could pass through either his legs, put the ball either to his legs or something, and then Kimpembe just touches him, and the ref blows for a free kick. So Portugal once again with a free kick. I wonder what he is going to do with his hands since he can't punch the ball again.
Free kick for Portugal. Didier Deschamps, coach of France, was just complaining. Ruben Diaz, Danilo, Pepe, Ronaldo, all making their way into the 18-yard box. Still two men behind the ball, Silva and João Moutinho. First was João Moutinho with the free kick. This time, who will be taking it? It's still João Moutinho. Across, doesn't get past the wall, set by N'Golo Kante.
Don't even move past the first man, that's N'Golo Kante. That's quite poor considering what they got from the very first free kick. It should have been looked higher. I mean, for Kante, who's not even the tallest of men, so he didn't even need to jump for that ball not to get anywhere. So that's quite a waste of set piece.
Very poor from João Moutinho.
He should stop. Okay. Maybe he should stop now. He should just actually just emphasize on playing football as opposed to taking all those shots. It's not working, so he should please stop. But as I say, he's probably going to score a worldie to shame me, as football does.
Ball goes out to pass from Bernardo Silva looking for Nelson Semedo. Goes out for throwing for France. Mbappe on our screens. Still yet to light up the night, Kylian Mbappe.
I don't know about lighting up the night. He's actually been quite everywhere for this team, and you can see what the team needs him for. But this is one of the things we've been waiting for when it comes to watching this French team. We've always asked how good they're going to be when it comes to creating, because a lot of it we've talked about over and over again, that a lot of this team is just to create a chance for Mbappe to run and sort of maybe having creative outlets in the middle. And a lot of people have been waiting for what France will do when they are met with a team like Portugal, exactly, who also are quite good in blocking up the middle and the defense, and then having to wait for it to create something.
Benzema to Paul Pogba. Pogba looking for Benzema. He goes down in the 18-yard box, and the whistle goes. It's a penalty. Penalty for France. It's a penalty, and Pepe is complaining to Mathieu Lahoz as he's awarded France a penalty. That seems to be too easy. But just like the first incident, where Portugal got a penalty after that Hugo Lloris punched Danilo, seems to be that way. It was Benzema and Pogba.
We will wait for VAR. We will wait for VAR. It looked like what was more of like a coming together between him and Nelson Semedo. There was a bit of body check, but it's nothing unusual from what you see in penalty box in the area. There wasn't a push on him. It was more of a body check. That was what it looked like. It was more of a body check. It doesn't come across to me as a penalty, but maybe what will happen is that if this penalty is given, and finally VAR agrees to give this penalty, maybe players will not be allowed to. Yeah?
I think it's going to stand. He's waiting to find out if it was inside or outside the 18-yard box. I don't think he'll be changing his mind.
It's a VAR is going to is going to confirm if it's a penalty or not. I really don't think it was a penalty. I think it was more of two bodies coming together. But what do I know? Actually, Lahoz.
Currently talking with the video assistant referee. Talking of Alejandro Hernandez, also of Spain. It's a penalty check and seems to stand.
Yes, it's Karim Benzema who's going to take it.
Stands and it's a penalty. It's a penalty. It's kind of funny. The pass came in from Paul Pogba. Mbappe was brought down by Nelson Semedo, and Benzema can do like his former teammate Cristiano Ronaldo did. There's Benzema versus Rui Patricio. Karim Benzema. The draw, France leveled just before halftime. Benzema, and yes, it is 1-1. His first goal in Euro 2020. He sends Rui Patricio the wrong way, and it's France getting back in the game, and certainly we expect something spectacular come the second half.
For France, it's what they've been playing. Get the ball to Mbappe. Mbappe's speed is going to be a problem, and Nelson Semedo, who is already a villain in the pitch in recent times, especially after that game against Germany. But it did look more like a coming together between him and Nelson Semedo, because Semedo is not a spirit. I don't think we're going to expect Nelson Semedo to move away because Kylian Mbappe is coming. I think we have seen two of the softest penalties in these Euros, and it's some very strange calls. First of all, the Hugo Lloris penalty, even as Ronaldo and Karim Benzema are shaking themselves. Somebody must have given them the wrong memo. Mate, you're not in the same team. My friend, face your front. But there are two big players, so we're not going to see the press of both teams attack them. Because ordinarily it's something quite strange to see. The match is not over, and the two of you are shaking yourself. What are you shaking yourself for?
Maybe as former teammates.
As what? We're in a fight here. We're not. See, you can do that before the game, or most likely, or more probably after the game, but certainly not because Benzema just got the penalty. But no, it wasn't the kind of handshakes that was all nice, but it was just okay. I see you and all of that. But it's Cristiano Ronaldo and it's Karim Benzema, so they're going to be forgiving. They are not hate figures. If it was someone like Paul Pogba did it again with someone else, probably it would be a case of crucifying him. He's an enemy. So that's it.
3 minutes added, 3 minutes already over, so whistle will be blown anytime soon. But France head back top of Group F. 5 points. Portugal are second with 4 points. Hungary are third with 4 points. We have Germany bottom of the group with 3 points. Bernardo Silva looking for Cristiano Ronaldo. His pass is being cleared by Rafael Varane, and Kimpembe can further clear.
A rare error by personal Kimpembe. It's quite rare. I haven't seen Kimpembe put the foot wrong most of the time. So that's a rare error from Kimpembe, and he allowed Portugal to go on to look for that goal.
Mbappe switches play to Tolisso. Tolisso looking for Mbappe and Benzema. His touch just goes into the hands of Rui Patricio.
It was the two of them talking about Karim Benzema and Kylian Mbappe as Tolisso put that ball in. He had Mbappe and Benzema rushing. I don't know who it was that tripped Kylian Mbappe.
Benzema.
He tripped, just touched him, and on at the hustle. We're all trying to look for the ball.
So it's Rui Patricio clearing down. 3 minutes added. We have over 4 minutes played, and here we have France on the attack, rather Portugal on the attack once again. Here they are with Cristiano Ronaldo stopped by Antoine Griezmann. Whistle goes, and that's the halftime whistle certainly. So it's 1-1 as it stands. Cristiano Ronaldo from the penalty spot, and also we have Karim Benzema also from the penalty spot. Down here at the Puskás Arena, Budapest, it's 1-1. Meanwhile, in the other encounter, it still stands 1-0 in favor of Hungary.
Oh, Germany did everything routine except to score a goal. It's almost like what happened in that game against Portugal before they went on to get those goals. Germany did every single thing. They hit the upright, even as Benzema and Ronaldo. They're probably talking about Matthias Hummels because they know him very well as one of the refs in the La Liga. We can see them having that conversation.
At halftime in this encounter, we'll be heading to the phone line shortly to get your thoughts on how things.
The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take its Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes versing state lines and capitals from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing...
That's to confirm who is going to be taken off. Paulina will be coming on for Portugal. He's being told to cover the white in his socks. Danilo taken off with João Paulina coming on, and Lucas Hernandez for Lucas Digne of.
I'm sure his ears are still ringing. That touch was heavy on his ears, and I'm sure his ears were still ringing. So that's why he had to make the change.
Ronaldo smiling, and also smiling is Mbappe. So 2 changes, 1 apiece for both sides. Portugal with Danilo taken off and João Paulina coming on, and Lucas Digne is brought in for Lucas Hernandez.
Quickly on the other side, for the German team, if they actually lose, that will be the last game for. Nah, I won't do that. That's the last game for. That will be his last game before Joachim Löw, and that would be such a sad note to end. But it's almost like South Korea once again. Remember how they lost to South Korea in the World Cup? It's almost like South Korea, where you would have to, if you're a betting man, you'd have bet your money that South Korea, that Germany would beat South Korea, and in the end, Germany were disgraced by South Korea.
The game has started. It's Portugal that kicked off the second half, but France are now with the ball with Koundé. Finding Mbappe. It's stopped by Pepe, and it's going to be out for a throw-in for France. Mbappe.
He wasn't going to beat. He was not going to beat an experienced player like Pepe like that. And that was asking for a bit too much. It was too static. It was there were 2 in one place for him to just use his body movement to beat that man. Talking about Pepe.
Yes, N'Golo Kante for Lucas Digne, who is making his second appearance at Euros. There's Kimpembe on for Rafael Varane, Paul Pogba. Tolisso is dropped in field. Griezmann finds Tolisso now, who goes back to Pogba. Back to Rafael Varane. Varane for Koundé, then to Pogba. Pass looking for Benzema. It's 1-on-1, and Karim Benzema slots it home. It's 2-1. What a start for France in the second half. You ask for a striker who's clinical. Benzema's goal seems to be ruled off for an offside.
I think once again he's been ruled out for offside, and he's shaking his head. But that was the second time we've seen Paul Pogba and Mbappe slip that kind of ball. We saw it in that game against Germany, but it doesn't.
Tight call. A very tight call, and will have to be reviewed by the video assistant referee.
That was tight, and if it's off, it's by millimeters. Mere millimeters as it stands. It was off, even as we're waiting for VAR to confirm it. If it's off, it's by millimeters. The goal stands. Karim Benzema gets his second on the night. Neat, absolutely beautiful that pass. I mean, that's typical Karim Benzema kind of goal, where we know that he has the kind of touch to slide it home. But it's that pass that was first some shots, and then Karim Benzema playing on the shoulders of the defender. His first touch had the defender left for dead, and he just takes goes for the far post. He hits the far post before nesting to the back of the net. But you have to think of that touch. First touch is straight a goal. He did not try to kill that ball, but once again, it was Paul Pogba, and you have to tell him, gentlemen, take a bow for the quality of that pass. You saw Kylian Mbappe slip something like that to him in the game against Germany. It did not stand. This one stands, but that's how close it was. Just something similar to the Kylian Mbappe one. But once again, young man, take a bow from Mbappe, from Pogba, who's leading that pass, to that man, Karim Benzema, who takes it one time.
It's back to square one for Portugal, and the Portuguese team already with Ronaldo. His header is wide. Was quickly looking for an equalizer. Cristiano Ronaldo. Cross came in from Rafael Guerreiro.
Good reaction from the Portuguese side, and Rafael Guerreiro just touched it for Cristiano Ronaldo, who was going to beat when it comes to diving. He actually stood up, and he was standing way before President Kimpembe even thought the ball was coming. He judged the trajectory of that pass so well, and he was able to head it. The problem was that he did not get the header in the right direction. But that's classic Cristiano Ronaldo. They're probably not going to outjump him when it comes to the defenders. Kimpembe and Rafael Varane saw that, but were not able to judge it as fast as Cristiano Ronaldo, who judged it well, but did not put it well.
Funny enough, this is how Group F stands. France are top, 7 points. Hungary are second, 4 points. Portugal are third, 3 points. I beg your pardon, Germany are third, 3 points, and Portugal are bottom of the group with 3 points as well.
My Jesus. Oh gosh, that's a lot. Portugal we'll be praying seriously that Germany go on to equalize against Hungary. Germany have the players to do that, and they've been working so hard to try and get that equalizer. That's Sane, even as I also Sane thought he was fouled, and he's coming for Thomas Müller, who were wondering why he actually came in, why Thomas Müller was dropped. But good ball all around as it stands. Germany right now will be doing France a favor, will be doing Portugal a favor if they actually score, and that's how big it is.
Lucas Digne, who just came on, is on the ground. Seems to be I think that's going to be the end of his game.
Yep. That was the first change. I don't know if he didn't warm up before he came in. He's touching his thighs. It's out.
His head.
It's shaking his head. It's out, and that's such a waste of a change. I mean, you take away Lucas Hernandez just to give yourself, just to give the French team something different. I don't know what's going to happen. Adrien Rabiot comes in. They play 3-man defense. They're going to bring in Benjamin Pavard to. Maybe switch things over. I don't know what Deschamps is going to do because Digne is trying to shake it off, and I don't think he can shake it off. For a player to go on to touch not his scarf, but just the front of his thighs, I think he's disappointed. He's so disappointed. Adrien Rabiot has going to come in, so he's going to play a 3-man defense.
Rabiot coming in for Digne, really surprising change. Digne just lasted 6 minutes.
At least they saw the goal.
It certainly would not be a happy night for him.
The young man he's just holding himself from breaking down. He is very upset and explaining. I don't know if he's explaining to that he got injured. I mean, we all agree that he's injured, and the young man is probably in tears. He had a chance to create something. Adrien Rabiot has been forced in.
He's playing at left back.
Yeah, well, needs is that needs must.
Yes, Kante to Varane. Who finds Koundé back to Rafael Varane. Varane's pass was for Griezmann. He lets it roll on Mbappe. Brilliant touch from Mbappe. Gets past Semedo. Goes down Mbappe. Referee says no.
A good one by Nelson Semedo. I thought that was a good tackle by Nelson Semedo.
Sanchez dispossessed of the ball. Whistle goes. Free kick. It was brought down by Kante. Sanchez has really been brilliant today for Portugal.
Kante has had to fight so many battles, and maybe he hasn't won them as much as he has won in recent times. He has not been able to win all of those battles, but well, you win some, you lose some. France are currently leading at the moment.
That's Pepe. 2 goals to 1 as it stands. Karim Benzema with both goals for France.
As it stands, what it is that the last 16 matches, you see Belgium play Germany, France play Switzerland, and England play Hungary. If it remains like this.
Yes, Ruben Diaz.
Football is crazy.
Diaz for Rafael Guerrero. Goes back to Ruben Diaz. Diaz, Palhinha for Pepe. To Ruben Diaz. Diaz to Renato Sanchez. Sanchez looking for Diogo Jota. Lets it roll. Hugo Lloris off his lines, clears it, and it's a throw-in for France.
He was alert. He saw that Diogo Jota was on the shoulders of Rafa Varane, and a misstep from Varane, and then would have been in front of the goal.
Still the live commentaries on 92.3 Nigeria Info. It's Euro 2020, Portugal versus France. Group F going down at the Puskás Arena in Budapest. Karim Benzema dispossessed by Ruben Diaz. João Moutinho to Pepe. Pepe goes with a long pass looking for Rafael Guerrero. Tolisso heads the out for a throw-in.
I'm still thinking about it as it stands. Just by this one singular goal, it's gone topsy-turvy, and Portugal are actually bottom of the table. It's totally crazy.
They have to find a way back, and they have to do that as quickly as possible. Pass to Diaz was dispossessed by Benzema. The win of throwing again in France. Diogo Jota hits that one out. Koundé will take the throw-in. Goes back to Rafael Varane. Varane for Kimpembe. Kimpembe to Pogba. A brilliant pass. We won't forget that from Paul Pogba.
No, we won't.
To Benzema. Yes, Koundé. Just too fast. The pass from Varane. And he goes out for a throw-in for Portugal. 55 minutes gone. And the Portuguese team are bottom of the log, like they had champions in 2016. Could be on their way out of EURO2020. Semedo gets past Mbappe and wins a throw-in. Rabiot hits that one out as the pass came in to Bernardo Silva. Yes, Pepe onto Ruben Diaz. Diaz for Rafael Guerrero. Guerrero gets it back from Martino. There is Martino. Finding Pepe. Pepe to Paulina. Paulina with a long pass. Brilliant pass it is for Ronaldo. Poor control.
He couldn't control it well. He didn't take it well, and he knows that he could have done much better. I don't know. There was even not pressure on him. Ronaldo could have done better with that.
Koundé with a trying to Paul Pogba, closed down by Martino. Here's N'Golo Kante. Brilliant touch from Kante. And here's Antoine Griezmann. Switching play from right to left to Adrien Rabiot, who's come on the second half. Rabiot, brilliant run, finding Benzema. Has Mbappe in there. Benzema goes back to Rabiot, back to Benzema. His pass doesn't get past Paulina, and it's a throw-in for France.
It looks like Bernardo Silva has a penchant for pulling jerseys. I'm surprised he hasn't got into the referee's book for that.
Rabiot. Antoine Griezmann doesn't control it brilliantly. Goes to Kimpembe. Back to Griezmann. Wonderful turn. Gets past his first marker in Sanchez, but Paulina brings him down. Free kick for France.
Paulina looks quite upset with the impetus of Griezmann to try and want to take everyone, and so he looked quite upset with that. But yeah, France still with possession, and it's Preston Kimpembe, and it's been good by this French team, and that's a good goal that was scored. That's changed the complexion of the whole group. I'm still thinking about how all of this has changed.
About 33 minutes for Portugal to turn things around. Mbappe's pass, not the best of pass. Paulina looking for Ronaldo. He's beaten in the air by Rafael Varane. We don't see that regularly. Ronaldo wins the ball back, and it's a throw-in for Portugal. Ronaldo takes it quickly. Renato Sanchez now goes infield, trying to beat Tolisso there, but finds Paulina. Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo goes back to Ruben Diaz. Diaz finds Renato Sanchez. Sanchez, Martino, Cristiano Ronaldo up against Koundé. Ronaldo, he hits the hand, it's still in, and a strike from whistle goes. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. It's a penalty, the third penalty in the game. A strike from Ronaldo. He did hit the hand of Koundé. He hit his hand, and it's a penalty. So second penalty for Portugal.
He hit the hand of Koundé, and all of these penalty things are very strange, because it's correct, he hit the hand of Koundé, and we asked a lot of those questions. Why was Koundé's hands raised? Why is his hands in the air? And had no other choice, and I think Lahore had no other choice but to blow that penalty. Lots of questions being asked. Why? Koundé is so sad about it, but the rules are the rules. His hands were up. The first time he hit Koundé, he was not on his hand. He hit him on his waist. But the second time around, he hit him on his hands, and that's a penalty.
Ronaldo has already kept the ball, but Benzema, Pogba, Kimpembe, Mbappe are all complaining about the penalty incident.
They're wasting their time. That's pure time wasting. It's a waste of everyone's good time. So all you need to do is let the penalty be taken and hope Ronaldo doesn't score, which is a very hard thing to hope for. And then if he scores, you just go on to continue to play, because Kunde's hands were up and there was nothing that was going to make that penalty be overturned.
Ronaldo versus Lloris. Ronaldo sends Lloris again the wrong way, and it's 2-2 down here at the Puskás Arena in Budapest. And Cristiano Ronaldo gets his second on the night.
It's 5 goals in the tournament.
Yeah,
Ronaldo.
5 goals.
It's totally owning the tournament. And more important about this is the fact that Portugal need this. They were out as it stands, and things have turned up and around. But if you wanted someone to take a penalty for you, it couldn't have been any other person but Cristiano Ronaldo.
He closed his eyes before he kicked the penalty. He was taking a prayer.
Whatever it was, Ronaldo was. After Ronaldo missing the penalty at that time, bro, nah, he's not going to miss that penalty.
This is how it stands in Group F. France 5 points, Portugal 4 points, a goal difference of 1. Hungary have dropped to third. They have 4 points as well, a goal difference of -2. And Germany are bottom again with 3 points.
Germany actually just need to equalize this game for them to actually leapfrog Hungary. They need to do that because their goal difference is better than Hungary's own. So all they need to do is equalize. But then, if it was easy, they would have done it since. It's 63 minutes played, way over half an hour played, and Germany have not been able to score. So they only have themselves to play to blame for this.
Game is back on here at the Puskás Arena. Here's Paul Pogba carrying Benzema. Goes in, finding Mbappe's pass was poor behind Benzema, and Bernardo Silva could break on an attack. Goes down, whistle goes, and it's a free kick for Portugal. Portugal already looking at getting their third on the night and ensuring that they get all 3 points tonight.
An interesting group, and we've always said the winner of the group, anyone who wins, you qualify. So just work hard to win and get rid of all the mathematics. Just work for a win no matter what happens, and you leave all of the talk and all the maths of you have to do this to qualify, and that's what is important. And both teams, as it is now, making a firm fist out of it. They're trying to win.
This message from Oyekachi saying, take it or leave it, Portugal's game ends in a draw. It's still 2-2 down here. And here's Bernardo Silva. Nelson Semedo makes a run and gets the ball. Semedo trying to get past Rabiot, goes down. Whistle goes, it's a free kick from Rabiot and Semedo. Matila Horse looking out to have a chit-chat with Adrian Rabiot.
He's given out 3 penalties today, and of those 3 penalties, some would consider of those 3 penalties, 2 would have been considered, 2 a lot of people would consider were soft. But this last one, there's probably not much argument, but in past times you would have thought that that was what we call inadvertent. I mean, the player had no option. He wasn't like it was intentional. He was not even looking at it. He was not intentional. But that's the rules of the game.
Free kick for Portugal. Martino and Bernardo Silva behind the ball. Bernardo Silva gets across.
Oh, that's totally criminal by Bernardo Silva. I do not have an idea of who he was aiming for with that touch. I have no idea of who he was aiming for with that touch. All we know for sure is that nobody was getting it. By the way, it's that man, I think it's Kai Havertz once again, who has put Germany on equal terms with Hungary. It's 1-1. I think it's Kai Havertz who got that touch. The goalkeeper rushed out, and that's the Gulaxi. He rushed out and he didn't get his hand to the ball. And Kai Havertz was almost inside the post, and he nodded it and says, "Thank you very much." If that's Thomas Müller is warming up to come in.
So it's 1-1 there. Kai Havertz, the goal scorer. And over here it's 2-2. I'll just be confirming how Group F stands. I think Portugal will be dropping to third position with how things are playing out at the moment in the game between Hungary and Germany. Portugal drops to third. Germany are now in second position behind France. So Germany have 4 points, a goal difference of +1. Could also talk of France being top with 5 points. Portugal have 4 points, also a goal difference of +1. But head to head, not forgetting that Germany beats Portugal That's why Germany are ahead of Portugal in Group F.
Good man, Kai Havertz. Good man in this. When it comes to these Euros, he's been quite good. He's been everywhere. He caught 2 of those own goals and then he scored one. At least one of the own goals before scoring one. Even has been subbed off for Thomas Müller. But you would think even if the championship ended here for Germany, Kai Havertz has certainly proven quite good on the night.
Oh my word.
As Hungary have just gone on to put themselves ahead once again, and that was a rush of blood moment by the goalkeeper. I'm talking about Manuel Neuer. I do not understand what Manuel Neuer came out for. He could have just touched that ball out. There was no reason for Manuel Neuer to come out, and he has Joachim Löw shaking his head in embarrassment, because how do you concede just after you just scored? But that was a pure rush of blood moment by Manuel Neuer, who just comes out. I mean, the ball was just passed. Manuel Neuer comes out. It was probably just a test strike, just what you just do to see if you can put any pressure. And Manuel Neuer just floats his line badly, and he just lets his team down. You rush out and you don't get the ball. Why do you rush out for?
So it's Chafa, the goal scorer for Hungary. It's 2-1 as it stands, with Germany losing again. And a change made down here at the Puskás Arena, with Tolisso taken off, and we have Kingsley Coman coming on. Was here in Euro 2016 when France lost to Portugal in France. And they'll be looking at moving a step further, much better, and trying to see if they can win it at the Euro 2020. Paul Pogba, Adrien Rabiot finds Paul Pogba, gets it back. Rabiot goes back to Griezmann and then to Koundé for Coman, who gets his first touch. Karim Benzema, Antoine Griezmann looking for Mbappe. Mbappe brings that down, goes with the back heel looking for Benzema. It's cleared out, not well cleared. Yes, Mbappe again is stopped by Pepe and further cleared by Renato Sanchez.
Mbappe is guilty of being a bit too fanciful as it stands, but you could understand what he was trying to do. The first one was trying to drop for the coming Karim Benzema. It didn't work out the first time, but brilliant pass out by Antoine Griezmann. Mbappe tries to drop it in between the legs of Torrens or thereabouts, but he doesn't get it right. The second time also of the asking, he doesn't get it right. But that man, and Griezmann, has been quite good on the night.
Yes, Benzema in the 18-yard box of Portugal. Benzema goes back to Pogba, sets it, trying to have a strike. Pogba! And yes, it's Pogba off the post! And yes, Griezmann, it's saved by the goal. Griezmann, looking at Patricio. France are still pressurizing. Still on the attack. Yes, Pogba once again. Across into the 18, it goes out. Going to be a goal kick for Portugal.
Lord. Oh my Lord. First things first was the fact that Pogba had enough time to actually take off that shot. He took it the first time, first touch, second time. He was 2 saves. First by the goalkeeper's hand got to it. And then the second thing was after the goalkeeper's hand got to it, he also hit the upright up. And that's what denied France off that third goal. But Antoine Griezmann also forcing a save from the goalkeeper. But beautiful strike by that man, Paul Pogba, some way out, and it stops. It just has the goalkeeper rushing, stops the first time. He also touches the upright, ding, and then it doesn't go to the back of the net. You would think sad for the French team, but certainly for us, it's giving us all of that excitement.
Paul Pogba just stood there wondering how Rui Patricio was able to keep that out. And yes, it's still 2-2, 69 minutes played in this encounter. Ronaldo with a brace, same as Karim Benzema also getting a brace, and France just got so close in making it 3-2. That's Ruben Diaz for Renato Sanchez. Palina gets past Kante. Palina goes back to Sanchez. Sanchez with a long pass.
It's the quality on the night. It's the quality on the night of the players we have that makes us find out we've got 2 goals by Cristiano Ronaldo and Karim Benzema. Kylian Mbappe is yet to score, but I don't think it's yes, you want him to score goals, but you can also see the quality of that young man in the matches played.
Yes, Rafael Varane looking for Griezmann, but rather goes to Kingsley Coman. And here's Griezmann now. He had Koundé making a run up front. Varane again Finding Paul Pogba. A couple of minutes ago, should have had France ahead. But Rui Patricio was well alert to make that brilliant save. There's Koundé for Varane. Finding Kingsley Coman. Griezmann. Handball on Renato Sanchez. Free kick for France. France looking at getting their third goal on the night. Yes, Pogba finds Benzema. On for Adrian Rabiot. Rabiot goes back to Kimpembe. Kimpembe to Rafael Varane. Varane finds Koundé. Koundé to Varane. Kante. There's Koundé. And now here's a cross into the 18-yard box. Just over the head of anyone. And Bernardo Silva is there to stop that. Yes, Benzema. The strike doesn't seem to worry Rui Patricio.
By Benzema, but this group has told us, has given us exactly the reason why it's a group of death. It's given us all of the excitement. I don't think that we've watched any game in this group, and it's been a dull game. All the games in this group have been very, very good. But that's not a very good one by Karim Benzema. He could have actually made a better choice, and maybe he would have gotten a goal.
Portugal now on the attack. Renato Sanchez not allowed to get hold of the ball there by Kante. Yes, Pogba. He finds Kingsley Coman. Coman touched too much.
Showed too much of the ball, Kingsley Coman.
Palina gets it beautifully by Palina. Keeps Pogba on the ground. Palina is making it look so easy in midfield since he came on for Danilo. Ronaldo up against Kimpembe. Ronaldo stopped by Kimpembe.
Illegally too, but that's the way Paulina has been. I'm asking why he looks very angry as to why some people will have the effort to want to try some of the things they've tried. So good one by Paulina, and also the referee played advantage. I would have thought that would have called the advantage back for Portugal since that advantage did not work. But even after seeing that thunder strike once again by that man, I'm talking about thunderous, absolutely thunderous, and that would have been one of the goals of the tournament also, from all of about 25 yards or thereabout out, and he just lets it rip. And then Antoine Griezmann also forced a save from Rui Patricio. Beautiful game, 72 minutes gone, and it's been excitement every second of this match.
Changes for Portugal as Bruno Fernandes comes on for Bernardo Silva.
Maybe they'll save him from pulling shirts.
And also, we have Jean Moutinho taken off with Ruben Neves coming on. 2 changes for Portugal. And what can Fernandes and Neves bring into this encounter?
Well, I don't think they will be able to take away the excitement of this encounter, because certainly both sides want to win. It's what we're seeing is 2 sides who are interested in winning, and 2 sides who have shown that they are European greats, and they've shown on the night why people actually think that they can go on to win competitions. That's why it is Euro. Well, 3 penalty calls. Only 1 goal that was that did not come from a dead ball incident, but 3 penalty calls, and that's what's the flavor of the night.
France were on the attack, but they're being stopped. Ruben Neves is able to clear as he's looking for Ronaldo. Ball goes out, throwing for France. Varane takes it, finding Kimpembe. Ball possession, it's been 50-50 with Portugal having 10 attempts on goal.
It's been only 1 corner on the night.
Yeah, and 9 attempts for France. There's Mbappe, wonderful turn, gets past Semedo. Fernandes has to come back defending. He crosses into the 18-yard box. It's headed back to Rui Patricio by Ruben Neves.
What about said about Kylian Mbappe is true. He's a good footballer. I think we have to all agree on that. Kylian Mbappe is a good footballer. The French team are going to have to ask questions. Ordinarily, you think we're going to have to ask questions because of the way a team, if you concede 2 goals, you have to ask questions. But one thing that those goals came via penalties, and there was not much you could do about that. Those penalty calls. So just maybe we let it fly.
Yes, Ruben Diaz, Renato Sanchez. Back to Ruben Diaz. Goes back to the goalkeeper, Real Patricio, this message on WhatsApp says Portugal must qualify and play in the next round. Oh, sorry for Kai Havertz if Germany failed to qualify. That's from Engineer Miracle. Throwing for France, Adrian Rabiot deputizing at left back after Lucas Hernandez was taken off with Lucas Digne brought on. And Digne picked up an injury just 5 minutes after coming on. Poor throw from Rabiot. Ruben Neves finds Palina. Diego Jota for Renato Sanchez. Rafael Guerrero goes back to Ruben Diaz. Palina. Brilliant pass looking for Bruno Fernandes. Ball goes out. Seems to be Ruben Diaz there. Ball goes out. It's going to be a goal kick for France.
Yeah, even after looking at that, how onside Karim Benzema was neat touch by Karim Benzema, and he was onside by just mere millimeters. We've seen goals disallowed by mere millimeters, and we've seen goals also standing by just mere millimeters, not even centimeters.
That's the video assistant referee coming to play. A deep payoff there. That's France now with Paul Pogba. Pogba finding Kante. Kante to Rafa Varane. Varane to Koundé. Koundé finds Kante. Kingsley Coman. Benzema. Coman. Kante. Back heel to Benzema, but lets it roll as Coman now finds Griezmann. Could have a strike. Griezmann. It's being blocked by Nelson Semedo, but France gets it back with Pogba. Pogba to Griezmann. Griezmann back to Pogba. Then Antoine Griezmann, who finds Kimpembe. Now it's Varane, all 21 men in the half of Portugal. So it's just Portugal sitting back and trying to hang on. There's Varane. Finds Coman, Benzema. 1-2 between Coman and Benzema. Coman can get across in, and it's being cleared out by Ruben Neves.
They were all waiting with their heads and to see if they could get something out of it. They were all waiting to see if they were going to knock that in, talking about Antoine Griezmann and Karim Benzema. But Semedo, who's been maligned recently, has actually done quite well. It's down, it looks like he's got cramps as it stands. The two teams are probably not going to be in such a hurry. As it stands, 2 of them will qualify. A draw should be good enough for the 2 of them to qualify, but that's not what they need at this time. They will keep playing. But good game by Nelson Semedo, considering the fact that in the last game he was largely crucified.
Semedo is still down, and his teammate Pepe is talking to him.
His team doctor. He's probably played enough football to actually start to diagnose on the pitch. He's 38 years old, even as we see Adrian Rabiot sitting on the ball. Paul Pogba, also a man who's proved quite dangerous. He's released one dangerous ball and that hits the upright, and then he's also released another dangerous ball that got a goal from Karim Benzema.
Pepe is asking for a change, so that will be the last action for Nelson Semedo.
I told you he was the team doctor. He's spoken to him and he's found that he would not be able to play.
The final two will be coming on for Nelson Semedo. He's back on his feet, but still touching his knees.
Still talking to his coach. His team doctor talking about. Still talking to his team doctor, but he's not going to be able to complete the game.
Diogo Dalot will be coming on for Nelson Semedo. Last action has not really been disappointing. Semedo expected him to be really disgraced by Mbappe after a poor outing against Germany. Dalot will have to do what Semedo has done, help not just in defense but also in attack for Portugal. Diego Dalot, the Manchester United defender, he's 22 years of age. Rabiot will take the throw-in for France. Here is Mbappe. He dispossessed of the ball by Bruno Fernandes. Whistle goes. All wondering why.
Was that a foul throw? we do see some of these players actually sneaking foul throws. Was that a foul throw or was that a free kick? Mbappe goes like, I don't really know, and we're trying to see what that call was. It looks like there's a free kick or an offside. There's a free kick, maybe an offside.
An offside, yeah, an offside.
Maybe the return ball was offside.
Offside on Adrian Rabiot. Yes, Rafael Guerrero finds Ruben Diaz. Diaz to Pepe. Pepe goes back to Ruben Diaz. Diaz now finding Rafael Guerrero. Guerrero for Ruben Diaz. That's Palina in front of him, makes a run. But Rafael Guerrero goes back. Yes. Diaz finds Guerrero. Palina now. Renato Sanchez. For Diogo Jota, Renato Sanchez. Brilliant run from Sanchez. Sanchez still making that run. Stopped by Kante, cleared by Varane. But Portugal still gets it back, and here's Bruno Fernandes. Diogo Jota making a run up front. Fernandes slowing the tempo of the game as he goes back to Pepe. Pepe now for Palina. Palina back to Pepe. Pepe finds Diogo Jota. Jota to Pepe.
By the way, update right then, Germany as Leon Goretzka has equalized for the German national team. It's 2-2 right there. So in both quarters, it's 2-2. France against Portugal is 2-2, and right now Leon Goretzka has just gotten the equalizer. It's 2-0. We see what happened earlier. Sweden against Poland, where Poland equalized and made it 2-0 before we saw that 94th minute goal as Sweden went on to win to make it 3-2. We will see something like that, but it's been Germany having to put in all that work. It's still on as it stands. It's its 3rd minute right there. Germany have just equalized against Hungary, a team everyone thought they were going to beat. But you also recall that the Hungary side was a difficult team for the Portuguese to beat, and France couldn't beat them. So it's little wonder that Germany have also struggled against that side. So 2-0 in both venues.
Germany came back to second position. Yeah, they're now second, Germany. They have 4 points. France are still top. Germany 4 points in second. In third position is Portugal, also have 4 points. And Hungary are bottom now with 2 points. 2-2 in both venues, and France are under attack with Mbappe. Here is Paul Pogba switching wings from left to right as he finds Rafa Varane. Varane for Kingsley Coman goes down. Still hanging on to that, Coman. Young
Kingsley Coman, I think for his age, he's done so much. I don't think he's over 24 years old. That's talking about Kingsley Coman. But at the same time, he's done so much in football, won so much from his days in PSG and his days in Bayern Munich now.
Yeah, Coman, 25.
He's 25.
Rabiot looking for Mbappe. Stopped there by Palina. Yes, Ronaldo goes down, a tackle from Kimpembe. Yeah, the card seems to be coming out. And it's a yellow card on Kimpembe from Mathieu Lahoz. Ronaldo is still down.
The meaty one by personal Kimpembe, quite meaty, but he chose the best part of the pitch to do that tackle. Too far away for a red penalty. He just clattered into Cristiano Ronaldo. Maybe that's just a warning to Ronaldo not to come too close. But that was maybe not a clumsy challenge. He did it on purpose, but still, there was really no need for that.
Ronaldo back on his feet and walking into the French half. Pepe will take the free kick. Pepe for Ruben Diaz. Diaz back to Pepe. Less than 10 minutes to additional time to the end of both games. There's Bruno Fernandes. He finds Diego Dalot. He's dispossessed by Kimpembe. Fernandes run into the 18. Ronaldo stopped by Kingsley Coman. Kante gets it and trying to clear. Portugal gets it back now with Ruben Diaz.
Too excitable by Kante. He could have actually chosen a better option, looked around and found someone else to give that ball to, but he lost it in the middle of the pack.
Yes, Ruben Neves. Diego Dalot. Ruben Neves. Back to Ruben Diaz. Pepe. Pepe with a long pass. Looking for Fernandez. Gets onto it. Fernandez across into the 18. It's cleared out by Rafael Varane, and it's going to be out for a throwing for Portugal.
Maybe it's at a corner kick. It looks like Bruno Fernandes wants to be the one to take it. They've asked them to allow him to take it, but Varane had to clear his lines. Adrian Rabiot also looking maybe not worried, but it's a throw-in that will be taken, and Bruno Fernandes asked that he take it.
So Fernandes telling Diego Dalot to stay back as he take the throw-in for Portugal. I beg your pardon. Has Ruben Neves, Cristiano Ronaldo all in front of him. Goes for Neves. Here's Fernandes. His cross not the best. Deflected by Rabiot. And now here's Pogba. Pogba to Mbappe. Mbappe to Benzema. Benzema back to Paul Pogba. Here's Kimpembe to Lloris. Finds Rafael Varane. It's 85 minutes gone in the encounter, and it's still 2-2. A long pass in, looking for Kingsley Coman. Coman gets it into the 18-yard box of Portugal. Kingsley Coman trying to get past his marker, rolls it on for Griezmann. His strike is just over the bar.
Karim Benzema first of all was asking for that ball from Kingsley Coman, but Coman saw the run of Antoine Griezmann, and he thought maybe Griezmann would have been in a better position, but Griezmann just skies it way high. Didn't disturb anybody, not even the goalkeeper, probably the players on the stands. Just skies it too high, and he's got the French contingent. I was say that looks like Sissoko until I saw Sissoko about to enter the pitch here. And that's his last kick of the ball. That's talking about Antoine Griezmann. This is France about to shut up the shop, lock up the doors. They don't allow any Portuguese to escape as Sissoko is coming on.
Sissoko coming on for France. Also, Portugal will be making a change. Yes, we'll be having Sergio Oliveira come on. But for the first change, it's Sissoko was coming on for Griezmann. And it's also Renato Sanchez taking off with Sergio Oliveira coming on for Portugal.
He's had a very good game. Talking about Renato Sanchez, he's justified his inclusion on the pitch today. By and large, it's been a good game, equality all over the pitch, and burgeoning equality. It's kind of game you'd absolutely wanted to see in the semi-final, and we understand why this was the final in the last World Cup, in the last Euros.
Yeah, so Sergio Oliveira comes on his first appearance at Euro 2020 and his 12th for the Portuguese national team. Plays for FC Porto in Portugal. 29 years. Comes in replacing the 23-year-old Leo midfielder Renato Sanchez. Goal kick taken by Rio Patricio. On for Pepe. Pepe back to Rio Patricio. Portugal are just trying to slow things out and maybe looking at it ending in a draw with the way they are playing at the moment. Yes.
The only person a draw will not serve well at this time is Hungary. The other teams are going to be served well with a draw. Germany will qualify with a draw. Portugal and France will qualify with a draw. And so it's only Hungary who will not be looking for a draw, who will not be served well for a draw in this game.
Here's Rafael Guerrero. Finds Oliveira. Oliveira goes back to Pepe. Pepe to Diego Dalot. Ruben Diaz. Neves rather. Finds Ruben Diaz. Pepe for Ruben Neves. Then to Diego Dalot. Dalot back to Pepe. Pepe for Ruben Diaz. Rio Patricio. The French team just sitting back as Portugal are playing it in their own 18. Ruben Diaz. Closed down by Mbappe. Now has to make a move forward. Diaz finds Bruno Fernandes. Bruno tackled by Kingsley Coman. Goes down. Referee says no. Yes, Coman. Switching play. We have Diego Jota coming back to get hold of that. Yes.
Sissoko was sleeping on the bicycle, as we like to say. He did not anticipate that pass coming in, and that's how he lost that ball.
Didier Deschamps calming things down, trying to calm his players down as Rabiot gets the game back on with the throwing. Yes, Paul Pogba, Kimpembe, over to Rafael Varane. Over to Kunde, Coman, Kunde, back to Varane for Kimpembe, Paul Pogba, Rabiot, Paul Pogba. There's Varane finding Kante for Paul Pogba. Both teams not in a haste anymore, just looking for maybe how things could end out this way. 5 minutes added, and 5 minutes Portugal need to hang on as France are on attack with Pogba, Benzema, Kimpembe, Varane for Kunde. Sissoko back to Kante. He plays it with Benzema. Kante lets it roll, and yes, Sissoko, Kante, Benzema. It's Kimpembe over to Paul Pogba. Pogba for Adrian Rabiot. Rabiot to Paul Pogba. Pogba finds Kingsley Coman, who's switched from right to left. Some steps over, gets into the 18. He goes down. Whistle doesn't go.
But Lahoz has told them, no, not again. But it looks like Coman is hot. It looks like he's hot as it is. It looks like that's a foul. That's a foul. That actually is a foul by Bruno. He actually catches him on his calf as he stands. His thoughts catches him on his calf, and that should be that's a foul. I don't know what VAR is doing. I don't know if VAR is talking to him. It does look like VAR is talking to him, and it does look like that could be was that inside the box.
Left leg was outside, right leg was inside.
Even as we're saying, I think that's spot of blood from it. That could be at least a free kick as it stands. But it's over right there in the game between Germany and Hungary, and it ended 2-2. And that would be like a great escape, but everyone on the pitch there is probably waiting to get the final results of what's happening in that game. But check that the penalty check is going on. There is a penalty check going on, and I think that if there was any more legit call for a penalty, that should have been a penalty. If Mathieu Lahoz doesn't give it, well, it looks like it's been dismissed. But I think if there was any other sure penalty, that should have been it. His thoughts catches him. That Bruno Fernandes is quite lucky that call wasn't made.
Penalty not given, and France now have to defend because Portugal are on the attack. Diego Jota cannot get hold of that. Hugo Lloris lets it roll, and it's a goal kick for France. Both men, talking of the coaches, Renato Santos, of Portugal, and Didier Deschamps of France, are urging their teams forward. Portugal now have to defend with less than 2 minutes to the end of the game. It's already confirmed that Hungary are out of Euro 2020.
They're so close, so close. I mean, you scored in the first half, and then we get into the second half. You also equalize immediately. Germany equalized. They went on ahead, and that was so close as it stands. And that's the story of the Hungary national team in this competition. Very difficult to beat. It was so difficult for the Portuguese to beat them. He ended 3-0, but a lot of people agree that that scoreline probably flattered Portugal. Those goals came, I think, in the 84th minute. France couldn't break them down. It ended 1-1, and even Germany, as it stands, didn't beat them. It also ended 2-2. It's the story of the competition, and they are out because of that.
Hungary out of the competition. Portugal will be qualifying as best losers if it ends this way because they are sitting third. And here they are with Ruben Neves. Goes back to Ruben Diaz. Diaz finds Pepe. Pepe is trying to line one up. Doesn't go for a long ball, rather finds Palina. Now back to Pepe. Pepe is a long pass into the 18 of France. Drops. No, it doesn't. It's cleared out. And it's a free kick after Koundé was brought down in the 18-yard box.
And I think he's also done his hammy. He's touching it. Looks like he's done his hammy. But good ball dropped by Pepe. Dropped and waiting for anyone who was going to get to it. Rafa Varane and Presnel Kipembe, who have proved that they're quite good and reading passes. Were good at it. Koundé got his legs to it, but I think he was caught after that, and that's why he's touching his hammy.
So it's a free kick for France. And you have the 5 minutes done and dusted. It's over down here at the Puskás Arena. It ends 2-2. Benzema hitting the back of the net twice. So was Cristiano Ronaldo, as we have Pepe and Benzema swap jerseys, former teammates at Real Madrid. And this is once again going to be how Euro 2016 played out. For Portugal, they qualified as best losers from their group without winning a game, but this time around they have a victory in this group and they also qualify. They'll be qualifying as best losers as they have 4 points.
Pepe and Varane also exchanging hugs, and for the Hungarians, once again, you do have to feel pity for them. They are still saluting the fans and doing the clap and cheers in the eyes of the Hungry players. They put in so much effort, but it was not rewarded. But what a game we had in this Portugal versus France. It petered out in the end when the results were basically known and everyone was okay with what was happening, and so that effort wasn't as much as we would have wanted. If the two teams were in trouble, at least one of the teams was in trouble, we might have seen something a bit more, but what a very good game.
Nice game we have here, as we'll be heading to the phone line shortly to get your thoughts down here on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1